Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Here's another process video showing you how I created this art journal spread in my handmade journal. It's following Kasia Avery's Soothe Me art journaling prompts. This is the prompt for day 2 where she had us layering watercolors. And before I did that, I wanted to prime the pages with some gesso because I wanted to see whatever was already on the page through it. And for the watercolors, I used ice blue and tobacco brown first and just some little blobs. And then I covered it with moss rose all over the top of that. And it kind of created a cool look, really changing the color of the other watercolors in a way that I really ended up liking. Over that, I used some gesso to stencil in using Rae Missigman's flower stencils from StencilGirl products. And what was cool is that the gesso kind of reactivated the watercolors and obviously didn't show up as a white. It showed up more as a pink, a light pink on top of the bright pink watercolor. Because I had added that clear gesso beforehand, the surface of the pages was a little rough and it was hard for me to get these ephemera pieces to stick down. I ended up having to add more glue and then burnish them really well with this hotel key. It all worked out. It just took a little bit longer than I thought it would. But the theme is patience, so I guess it's apt. And then I started just adding some marks. This is a new pastel, Prismacolor new pastel, in kind of a lavender orchid pale purple color. They don't have labels on them anymore, so I couldn't tell you exactly what color that is. And this is a Sennelier oil pastel in a peach, and they only identify their colors by numbers, so it's peach. Next, I'm going in with a Lyra graphite crayon stick to add dimension to these elements. Of course, using a wet brush to meld them into the page. And now I'm using a couple of Prismacolor colored pencils to doodle in my lotus doodle. This is something I do quite often. I like this little doodle and it's easy to do. It's also pretty appropriate since there's already a lotus flower in my spread at this point. After finishing up all of my little lotus doodles, I decided to add some color to the word strip or sentence there with a rust new pastel, just smudging that over, and then underlining the word patient with a Prismacolor pencil in process red. And here I'm outlining some of the lines in the images with a micron pen in black. It's a super fine nib. It's like a 0.005 or something. And what's great about that fine nib is that you can screw up and make a line go astray and not really notice. So it's very forgiving, low stress drawing activity. And of course, what would a journal spread be without white dots? And some final doodles with a Posca paint pen with a brush nib that kind of feels more like painting than writing or drawing, which makes it like, I don't know, maybe more random. And I finally decided that I'd like to outline some of the lines in her features and other lines in the ephemera that I'd added in to kind of bring it consistent with the lotus that I'd already outlined. And once again, using that super fine nib micron makes it pretty easy to do without any stress, like I'm going to ruin the image. And just if you're noticing, shout out to my friends in Sweden. That's Stockholm in the background. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next one.